My name is Jonathan Reed. I'm the Youth Program Manager at Next Gen Men and the leader of the Rite of Passage Expeditions project. One of the questions we ask ourselves at Next Gen Men is, when does a boy become a man? And not just any man, but how do we build up young men who are connected to themselves and others, who see the value of things like mental health and healthy relationships, champions for change within the next generation of men? What we know is that when boys don't have access to rites of passage that mark that they are transitioning into men, they'll often feel a need to prove it. And do so within a culture that has really strict expectations for what it means to be a man. Things like being tough, being dominant, or being aggressive. Well, what if boys could experience that level of challenge? What if they could test themselves and prove themselves in an environment that was accepting and supportive and affirming of their fullest expression of who they are? So you end up with boys who know how to be strong and be gentle, or be tough and be sensitive. That's the kind of work that we do in our Rite of Passage trips, taking boys into the backcountry on backpacking trips and canoe trips, and perhaps most importantly, doing so with a community of peers. We know that boys look to the people on either side of them as models for who they're going to be as men. And the reality is that when you're grown up, you don't go through that alone. And so these trips aren't just about overcoming challenges, but about building and maintaining supportive friendships with whom boys can be vulnerable. Because we've stopped asking ourselves, when does a boy become a man? And we've started asking ourselves, with whom does that boy become a man? And the answer is, with those who know him best. Those with whom he can be vulnerable, those who've seen him express himself, those who can help him remain grounded to the best parts of who he is. There's a landscape of possibility in the world of growing up, and there's no better place to explore that and experience that than on a Rite of Passage expedition trip. Okay, go eat your pizza.